Welcome to the playoff edition of the 2-Minute Drills. I'm Fred Robledo behind the camera, Aram Talegian to my left, Steve Ramirez to my right, and we're going to do these 2-minute drills a little different, fellas. We're going to actually try to spend about 2 minutes on each game. We're going to go over the Central Division, give our first round picks. I'll introduce the game, and you guys, give me your thoughts, your quick thoughts, and let's get right to predictions. Top seed Charter Oak hosting Ayala Friday, 7 o'clock. Aram, how do you like that game? Blowout, close? What do you think?
Blowout. Ayala, congrats to them for getting here. Not fast enough, not athletic enough to stick with Charter Oak, especially with the run that Charter Oak is on right now. And at the end of the day, probably not explosive enough to get into this kind of game, because when you play Charter Oak, Fred, you're going to need to score points. You're going to need to pass. You're probably going to need to make big pass plays from behind. I don't think Ayala can do any of that. This game gets away.
I think there's. I agree with you. I think there's no way they lose to a 3-7 team that really struggled down the stretch. Charter Oak's just too good at this point to lose a game or stumble this quick, Steve.
Yeah, I don't see. This is a no contest game from my view. I don't even know how Ayala. I know they got in there by their strength of schedule, but they're just no match for Charter Oak, who can beat you both running and passing, and they may score on every time they get the ball.
Very good. We did that in 1:30. Let's move on. The winner of that game will play the winner of Grand Terrace at Monrovia. Interesting game, Aram, because that's one of those Sun-Kissed League teams where undefeated Summit is from. And when you look on Cal Preps, I was going over all of the first round games. This was the closest one on the computer rankings. I think it was like a 5 or 6 point game. 7-point game. What are your thoughts, Aram?
Here's the question you got to ask yourself. Has Monrovia turned the corner after the San Marino loss? They came back and they blew out South Pasadena and finished the season strong. But, for all intents and purposes, Monrovia in these step-up games this year hasn't done very well except for the Los Altos win. I don't know much about Grand Terrace, Freddie, other than that they're a 6-4 team and they're projected to lose this game. I think Monrovia is probably a little too athletic. I'm going to go with them. They're not the most trustworthy team, but I think they have enough to win this game.
Steve?
Yeah, I got Monrovia in a somewhat of a close game. But I don't know a lot about Grand Terrace either. Sometimes those teams from that area are a little bit more athletic than we think, but I would think that Monrovia has kind of turned the corner a little bit after that loss to San Marino, so I see them winning.
Yeah, Grand Terrace, I looked at their non-league schedule. Really hard to tell anything from there. Monrovia to me is a real wild card because you don't know what Monrovia team is going to show up. They still have a lot of athletes, a lot of football players at the school, and I think there is a chip on their shoulder. They're in a different situation than in years past. They've got something to prove, and I like them in this first round game getting to Monrovia. So, moving on, bottom of the bracket. South Pasadena at number 4 seed Glendora.
Did you skip Colony and Kaiser?
I skipped Colony and Kaiser. I wasn't going to go over every game. I'm going over our area games.
Okay.
2 minutes on each game. South Pasadena at Glendora. Yes, the winner will play Kaiser Colony. But what are your thoughts, Aram? You talked to the South Pasadena coaches early in the week. They're excited about this opportunity.
Yeah, they think that they have to keep Matt Fink in the pocket and make him beat them with his arm. And not so much his arm specifically as his beating them with their receivers. They think they can match up to their receivers, and if Fink is able to put the ball on the money, then just so be it. But they can't get beat by the big plays of Fink's that he makes with his legs. But they're also worried about their own offense, Fred. It's they've
struggled.
Without Max Luck, the tall wide receiver, they've really kind of hit the skids. They struggled to score. I believe, 14 points last week against Temple City.
Yeah.
That's not too good. So I think Glendora's going to win this game rather easily. South Pass will bang. They'll make them, break a sweat. But other than that,
I don't even think they're going to bang. I think this is a blowout Central game. Glendora's defense, is stood up against some pretty good teams, and they're a lot more physical, I think, than San Marino or a lot of what they see in the Rio Hondo League. And then Matt Fink is just too good of an athlete for anyone on their defense. I could just see him running wild. So I like Glendora, Steve, in a big-time blowout.
Yeah, I like Glendora to control this game from the start. You could say you could try to keep someone like Fink in the pocket, but he's so athletic. When he gets to the outside, he can make a move and be gone. And so I'm not sure they're going to be able to contain him and the way they played, last week is a really kind of eye opener of how bad they missed their guy.
Yeah.
And so I don't see this game competitive at all.
All right, let's move on. Bottom of the bracket, number 3 seed and undefeated San Marino hosting Diamond Ranch. That game is going to be at 7 o'clock. Aram, you are going to be covering that game. An intriguing game for me. I fill out my brackets this week. I have San Marino going to the final, but there's a lot of road mines. Diamond Ranch is a dangerous team. You've seen them do this in the past, come out and knock off top seeds. I think it's a dangerous first-round game for San Marino because they play pretty good defense, and there's still some uncertainty with San Marino. If you look at the blogs and look at what people are saying, there's a lot of people who don't believe that 10-0 record. They want to see it.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. We thought we got rid of all that after the Monrovia
I did too.
game, but that's not really the case. Of course, these San Marino kids, they're not dumb. I mean, in fact, they're quite the opposite. They're very smart. They know exactly what everyone's saying about them. They know the perceptions. And if you're going to beat them, not only are you going to have to physically beat them, you're going to have to outsmart them on the field. Right. They're going to make adjustments in the game. They're going to definitely, I talked to Carson Glazer on Sunday. He said he's going to go watch films and see where he can expose the Diamond Ranch defense. I guarantee you him and Coach Hobby come up with something where they can exploit that defense. Has Diamond Ranch seen great pass attacks this year? They saw one, as far as I can tell, and that was Charter Oak, and they lost the game 34-7. They're going to see another great pass attack. We don't know how great because Aiden Santino, San Marino's number 2 receiver, and it's number 3 overall weapon. We don't know if he's going to play. He had an ankle injury, Freddie, that you and I saw him suffer in that week 8 loss to win over South Pasadena. He hasn't played since, so I don't know. There's a lot of people on the street that think Diamond Ranch, Stevie, is going to be in this game and capable of pulling the upset. It's an interesting game. They're a third-place team from the toughest league in the division.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't know why anyone's picking them.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about San Marino, even the last few years, is they still score their points. I mean, it was their defense that kind of when they played these big games, like against Monrovia, they couldn't stop Monrovia.
Yeah.
But it's hard to stop them. They just couldn't keep up. But their defense is much better now, and I'm not sure Diamond Ranch has that offense to kind of keep up with San Marino.
I think Diamond Ranch is scary. I don't know anyone picking Diamond Ranch to win. I think a lot of people think it'll be close. I've got San Marino winning, and the possibility that it might be close.
What's close?
The
San Marino
10-point game.
I want to remind everyone, San Marino's closest game this year is 35.
Yeah, I think it'll be a 10. I think it could be a 10-point game. It could be a
10-point game.
And that's a factor. They haven't been in a close game all year. What's going to happen if they're in the fourth quarter and the game is tight?
I'll be out there.
But we've all got San Marino. Yeah. We'll see.
I'll be out there.
Moving on. Another game on paper that looks fairly close. Don Lugo at Bonita. That game's at 7 o'clock. Don Lugo from the Mount Baldy League. They're in that league with Chafee and Colony. They finished second to Colony. I don't know. That's another game that's close. But Bonita's played so good at the end of the year that, especially the last week, the way they just ripped apart Ayala. I like them.
Yeah, let's remember that Don Lugo pushed Monrovia to overtime, I believe, last year in the first round.
And they beat Monrovia this year.
Don Lugo did?
Oh, I'm sorry, Bonita. I thought you were talking about Bonita.
No.
Okay, yeah.
Don Lugo did last year in the first round
could
playoffs.
Could be a good game.
So, they're capable of putting up a good game. The Mount Baldy League in this division definitely holds water. It definitely holds weight. They've been on the field against good teams. I don't know why this isn't a good game, Freddie, all the way down to the wire. I mean, this looks like a very difficult game to pick.
Just like the Grand Terrace game. These 2s against 2s are pretty good in this division.
Yeah, and I still favor Bonita here just because I think, they can do more things on offense, but, you got to watch out with Bonita. Sometimes they can make critical mistakes that screw up a whole game for them. If they're on their A game, if they bring what they need to do to the field mentally, I'm picking Bonita.
Steve?
I've got Bonita in a somewhat close game. I think it could be a game that's going to go down to the wire. Like I said, Don Lugo has played a team like Colony, which is one of the top teams in the division. The defending champs. So they know how to man up with teams. And the question is if Bonita can make plays, but they seem to be playing well down the stretch, so I think you got to go with them.
Okay, so Bonita Don Lugo winner plays San Marino. Diamond Ranch winner. Final game.
Who did you pick?
I got Bonita. Bonita winning.
I just want to say one thing. Down the stretch, Bonita's last 3 games, they've allowed 7 points in each of their last 3 games for a total of 21 in their last 12 quarters.
Yeah.
Think about that.
They're a team that can get hot.
Good.
Yeah. They're a team that started great, had that little hiccup because they had the 2 tough games to start league, and they came right back.
Right now,
they're looking good.
Yeah.
Last game, does South Hills, who snuck in, beating Claremont and Ayala down the stretch, have any shot at #1 Summit? That game is going to be at A.B. Miller on Friday at 7. Aram.
Congratulations to South Hills and their staff. You know, dead and buried several points this season, and justifiably so. They come back with that improbable, I guess you could say both are improbable, wins over Ayala and Claremont on the road to get into the playoffs. But boy, oh boy.
I'm already hearing from optimistic coaches who say, you know, who have they played? Who has Summit played? Look at it. You know, South Hills has played a great schedule. Right. They've beaten some pretty decent teams. Do they have a shot? This is that situation we don't know enough about Summit to know if they have a shot. They think they have a shot. I'm guaranteeing you now, they think they have a shot at winning this game. And would that be something?
I don't know anything about this league, damn it.
Are you looking on CalPreps?
Yeah.
What does the computer say?
I don't know anything
What does the
about
computer say, prediction?
It just blows my mind. It says 31-12.
Yeah, it's pretty handily.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Fred, you know,
no one scores 31 points on South Hills unless their name is La Habra.
If this was 1986, you know, that 39-6 win over Fontana that Summit posted, that's big time.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. But, I mean, so I don't know what the heck's going on here. I'm not picking South Hills in this game.
Yeah, I don't have the guts to do it. You know, I don't have the guts to do it.
If that means I got to eat, you know, a load of crap from their coaches after they spring the big upset, then so I hope they win. I really do.
That would be incredible.
Yeah, because, you know, I'm in the camp that thinks San Marino should be the 2 in this division, but whatever.
Steve?
Yeah, it's hard to pick South Hills. I mean, if the game kind of came to them and it was close, I could see them making plays down the stretch, but I'm not sure they can slow down Summit enough.
There you go. Absolutely no disagreements on any of these games. We're all sort of picking the chalk, if that's the term you want to use. But there it is, your first round predictions in the Central Division. Thanks, guys.